Reflections on life abroad. Learning the language. My top tips. Hi, my name is Sue Shawmans, and wherever you are in the world, welcome to my channel. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. So today is the second of a series of 3 videos where I reflected on life abroad and looked at the top 3 most challenging situations. The first video was about establishing a network. This one is about learning the language, and the one that will follow will be about finding work. Question to you: how long did it take you to learn your native language? Well, if you're anything like me, I was at school for quite a number of years studying English language. Didn't happen overnight. So why on earth we put so much pressure on us to learn the language so quickly, and why the system in our foreign countries expects us to learn the language so quickly, I just don't know. Because the reality is you spent a long time in the school system learning your native language. So be kind to yourself. Take your time, be patient, and be aware that you'll come across some obstacles, some bumps in the road along the way, but you will get there in the end. So here are my top tips with regard to learning a new language. Work on learning the language every day, even if it's just 15 minutes and it's learning a few new words. Do that, build that into your agenda. Make it a matter of course that you're doing something on learning the language every single day. Tip number 2, practice all the skills. I don't know about you, but my belief is that the majority of us have preferred learning style, preferred communication style. So it might be that you prefer to write over speaking. It might be that you prefer to read over writing, over listening, doesn't matter. But when you're learning a new language, you need to factor in all the different types of learning the language, from listening, from reading, from speaking and writing. Capture all of it, practice all of those to become proficient in all those areas. Tip number 3, use visual aids. I did this. I bought those kids magnets that you can get, not the numbers, but the letter magnets. And I put them on the fridge, and I put whatever the word was in Dutch or Norwegian, and then as in horizontally, and then vertically I would put what the translation was in English. So to visually see that on the fridge as I walk by on a daily basis was a really good way to embed it embed the word into my mind. Tip number 4, practice with a native speaker. The challenge with learning a language is you're learning a language at school with other people who are also foreigners, and you pick up their accents and ways of saying things and doing things, which is fine, but actually it's also important to ask a native to see if you can just have a chat over a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever, and just chat to them so that you can hear the accent that they've got, but the accent is in their native language. Tip number 5 is actually to attend formal classes, face-to-face classes. Maybe you want to do some self-learning, which is fine, but when you do face-to-face classes, you will find that you commit more to learning the language, and you will have a native speaker who's teaching, so your progression will be much more solid and accurate, and probably faster as well. Tip number 6, attend free lessons, language lessons. I did this. There were free lessons in the local library, which was great because one, they were free, and it was usually a couple of hours, which was brilliant. And they were then with the locals, not necessarily teachers, but just local people who wanted to volunteer and help internationals with learning the language. So look up in your local library, and if they don't do something, ask ask them if there is any other opportunity in the neighbourhood for you to attend free language classes. Tip number 7, if you use English, ask people not to switch to English when they're communicating with you. Often foreigners will do this because they want to show off or they just want to practice their English skills, but it's really not helpful because you need to be learning the local language. So do respectfully say to them, can we just speak in Dutch or Norwegian or whatever language it is that you're learning. Tip number 8, take a break. I said earlier that learning a language doesn't happen overnight. When you were learning your native language, it took years at school. So be kind to yourself. Maybe when you've got to a certain level, you decide, yeah, I'm just done at this point in time. I'm a bit saturated. So take some time out, however long that is. I did that when I was learning Dutch. I did it solidly for 3 years and then I took some time out and then I went back later and I repeated a previous level, which was really handy because by then I'd actually immersed myself in the local community and I knew more words and become more confident. Tip number 9, make sure you're ready to learn. If you are struggling with culture shock and just trying to find your feet in your host country, then you're not going to be able to learn the language. So give yourself a break, just step back and make sure that your things in normal everyday life are just settled first before you put more pressure on yourself by learning the language. Tip 10, start a new hobby where you can use the language. 2, you get to socialise because you're doing a hobby, and secondly, you're developing your language skills by doing them. Tip number 11, add subtitles to programmes on the television that you're watching, Netflix or whatever. Add those subtitles in your host country language. By seeing them on the screen, your learning will progress faster. And final tip number 12, is to read some articles in the native language, whether that's newspaper articles, online, whatever, but read, immerse yourself in the language. So that's it. That is Reflections on Life Abroad, my top tips with regard to learning the language. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you've got something from this video. And I will see you in the next one, which will be the final video of this series where I will cover my top tips with regard to finding work. So until then, take care, have a great day, bye for now. If you found this video helpful, why not consider sharing it with someone else that you consider would find the content of value? And don't forget to like and place a comment. I'd love to know what you think about the content of this video and the other videos. And importantly, don't forget to subscribe. Then you don't miss out on future videos. And remember, there are plenty of videos that have come before this one. So take a look through the channel and enjoy browsing and listening to the other content that I've posted over recent months. Until the next time, take care. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Did you know I'd written a book titled Sink Then Swim: How to Survive Life's Most Stressful Situations When Living Abroad? It does exactly what it says on the cover. When navigating country culture, death of a relative, divorce, separation, ill health, and finding work and other situations like this, we first sink and then we swim. Reading my and the stories of others, going through the tips, and also completing the swimming lessons within the book will enable you to deal confidently and competently with any of those situations. What's more, one of the most important aspects of being able to deal confidently and competently with these situations is knowing yourself inside and out. So you dive deep into revealing the real you, the authentic you. To learn more about my book, visit my website, sueshawmansauthor.com. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.